Dear Jehovah's Witnesses and public general, I want to address this video to all 8 million Jehovah's Witnesses existing today in the world. I want to show and prove to all of you how the Watchtower Society lied and cheated blatantly in 2007, when God's organization published an article in the Watchtower magazine dated April 1, 2007, page 22, paragraph 4, that you can see in your monitors that reads as follows. 4. The prophecy of Malachi foretold that Jehovah, the true Lord, accompanied by his messenger of the covenant, his newly enthroned Son, Christ Jesus, would come in judgment to inspect his temple, or spiritual house of worship. The appointed time for the judgment of the house of God to begin evidently arrived in 1918. Malachi 3 verse 1, 1 Peter 4 verse 17. Please take note, dear friends, that the Watchtower is using here, in the text, the adverb evidently to back up the date of 1918 as the correct date when the time for inspection arrived or started. This means that the date of 1918 to start the inspection came from the evidence that the faithful slave had in 2007, and that their evidence in hand showed, evidently, that the date was 1918 and not any other different year. This also means that the date of 1918 didn't came from a personal viewpoint or own understanding of the faithful and discreet slave, but from the available evidence. Now let's check in the British dictionary, what does evidently means. Following you can see in your screens the British dictionary. Here you can see the word evidently, as it has been written in the article read. It says here that it is an adverb, and that it means, without question, clearly, undoubtedly. So, when the Watchtower Society said that evidently Jesus arrived in 1918, that is what it is, 1918 the exact and correct year for judgment to inspect his spiritual temple without any question, clearly, undoubtedly, no argument against that, unbeatable, irrefutable, as to plus 2 equals 4. Finally, you can read below as follows. You use evidently to say that something is obviously true, for example because you have seen evidence of it yourself. Now dear Jehovah's Witnesses and general public, you can see now the Watchtower magazine dated July 2013, study edition. In page 11 paragraph 6, it reads as follows. What is the larger fulfillment of Malachi's prophecy? During the decades leading up to 1915, C.T. Russell and his close associates did a work like that of John the Baptizer. That vital work involved restoring Bible truths. The Bible students taught the true meaning of Christ's ransom sacrifice, exposed the hellfire lie, and proclaimed the coming end of the Gentile times. Still, there were numerous religious groups who claimed to be Christ's followers, so a crucial question needed to be answered. Who among those groups were the wheat? To settle that question, Jesus began to inspect the spiritual temple in 1914. That inspection and cleansing work involved a period of time from 1914 to the early part of 1919. Below, in page 14 we can read as follows regarding this considered paragraph 6 from above. Paragraph 6. This is an adjustment in understanding. Previously, we thought that Jesus' inspection took place in 1918. As we have just read, the Watchtower changed in 2013 his previous old teaching, reaffirmed in July's 2007 Watchtower magazine, that the date of inspection took place, evidently, in the year of 1918. Today, the faithful and discreet slave says that the date of inspection began in 1914 and lasted up to 1919. Therefore, the Watchtower Society discarded the year 1918 as the correct date of inspection that was taught by decades as the evident date, as the true spiritual food given by Jesus Christ at the proper time in the past. My point for reflection is the following. The Watchtower said in the Watchtower magazine dated July 1, 2007, page 22, paragraph 4, that they had evidence that the correct and evident date for inspection was the year of 1918. By using the word evidently in the text, the date came to be undoubtedly correct, with any doubt in it was true, was unobjectionable, was irrefutable and unquestionable correct date supported by the evidence, that is, impossible to be changed for another date different from that of 1918. Nevertheless, the faithful slave says in July's 2013 Watchtower, that they have changed their previous understanding about the date of inspection in 1918, and now this slave arrived in 2013 to another new viewpoint, to a new understanding of the correct date when started the inspection, and it was the year of 1914 that ended 1990. And, oh my goodness. This means that the Watchtower lied to all Jehovah's Witnesses, ensuring them that they did have the evidence that the year of inspection was 1918. In 2013 the faithful slave recognizes that they never had any evidence of the year 1918, but the date was in reality the faithful slave own's speculations and personal ideas, subject to errors and subsequent changes. This proves that the Watchtower Society and his faithful slave lied to us in 2007, affirming that they had the evidence about the date of 1918 as the correct date for inspection made, when in fact, the slave never had any evidence of nothing. This is unforgivable lie from a religion that claims to have the truth. Why be God's channel? And remember, dear Jehovah's Witnesses and general public, what the Watchtower said in the Watchtower magazine dated December 1, 1991. Page 7. A religion that teaches lies cannot be true. Thank very much and see you later, alligators.